When you think of North Korea, you might be thinking of Kim Jong-un, nuclear weapons, oppression, famine, and football. Okay, who am I kidding? You're definitely not thinking about football. But still, to your surprise, North Korea actually has some football history. In the 1966 World Cup, they made the quarterfinals and beat Italy in the group stage. Not only that, they made the 2010 World Cup and scored against the legendary Brazil as well. They also got smacked 7-0 by Portugal in the same tournament, but let's not talk about that. Regardless, North Korea has some football history, and in fact, they've even had some excellent football talents as well. One of them was actually Kwang-Song, and he was labeled the North Korean Ronaldo. Kwang-Song is a North Korean citizen who was born in the capital of the country, Pyongyang. His position is a forward, even though he has the height of 5'10". Regardless of having a short height for a striker, he was still excelling in the North Korea national team youth games, and for the U16 Asian Games in 2014, he scored 6 goals out of 8 games, scoring in every single game except the semi-final. He also played in the U17 World Cup in Chile in 2015, where he showed his potential and then had European clubs taking notice of him. One of them was actually Cagliari, who was so impressed by Kwang-Song that they signed him on a 5-year deal. And fun fact, Han became the first North Korean to play in the Serie A after coming on the 86th minute to win away over Palermo. Although this was a massive step for Han in his career, he actually wasn't impressing much at Cagliari. This led to a loan move to the Serie B side Perugia, where he took his opportunity and scored 11 goals out of 36 games. Afterwards, he came back to Cagliari, but it didn't work out again. So that's when out of nowhere on deadline day, Juventus signed him on a 2-year loan deal to the club. Juventus basically bet on his potential and also wanted to dive further into the Asian market, which is a massive football market. Han ended up playing for the Juventus U23 team in the Serie C and was featured once on the bench for the main team in Serie A. Overall though, the move did not turn out well for him because he only scored 1 goal and 2 assists in the Serie C for Juventus U23. Now Juventus actually ended up buying Kwang-Song for 3.5 million euros, but then a week later they sold him to al-duhail in Qatar for 7 million euros. Now Han did way better in the Qatari league, and in fact he scored 3 goals out of 12 games to help al-duhail win the Qatar Stars League. He was even seen in the celebrations with his teammates, and he looked happy to win the title alongside his brothers. However, this all happened around 2 years ago, so where is he now? Well, nobody actually knows. He disappeared. As we all know by now, North Korea is a very controversial country to say the least. Due to this, there are a lot of international sanctions against the country from the United Nations. Therefore, according to Voice of America, Kwang-Song was actually released by al-duhail and was due to return to his country of North Korea. This was all because of the United Nations Security Council apparently. They made a decision that all North Koreans earning foreign currency overseas will return to North Korea by December 2019. There were ways around it, like Kwang-Song playing football overseas obviously. However, the UN determined that North Korea was violating these sanctions because Han was going to earn around $5 million with al-duhail, and most of that money was going to go to the North Korea regime itself. It seems like these sanctions from the United Nations really damaged Kwang-Song's career. Because of these new sanctions, apparently Han has not found a new club, and this is why he returned to North Korea. And ever since his apparent return, nobody has heard a word about him. Basically, Kwang-Song has become a forgotten star of football. He could have achieved his dream of becoming a really good footballer, but because of North Korea's controversy, he couldn't. So sad to see. Anyways, let me know your own thoughts about Kwang-Song and his forgotten career. I would love to know your opinions on it as well. Real quick though, remember to subscribe to the channel and remember to hit the notification bell because it'll notify you whenever I drop a banger video. Also leave a like, let's try reaching 100 likes this video, and also follow my Twitter at Nabhuto. I would seriously appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!